wherever you're at, I hope that I find you well and full of joy and full of the love of Jesus Christ, who died for us to redeem us, so that we may be able to be blemish-free in front of God. For even though our iniquity is prevalent in us, we still are saved. Thanks to the grace of Jesus. Thanks to Jesus' love, we are saved. Alright, so I've kind of come up with something. I've separated the week up. Maybe I should wait a few minutes, maybe see if some people pop in. So what's up, Zeptic? Yep. Well, I don't know if you've seen I redid the banner art on my page, and I've split up the week in between live streaming or reading and then I'm going to do discussion study on certain days. So like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night at 9:45 is going to be discussion nights, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 9:45 we'll be reading, and Sunday at 8 a.m. we'll be reading also. So I see. Well, I mean, the past 2 nights I've been trying to get through these chapters, and it's just turned into a Q&A session, you know what I mean? Okay. I did find this one web page. I don't know, I kind of stumbled upon this YouTube channel called God Rules, and then they have a web page. I've been kind of reading it. Been kind of reading what they have to say about certain things, but I don't know. They got some pretty interesting stuff on there, though. Well, awesome. I'm glad you're still here, Zeptic. So, why is lust/sex a sin if it feels good? Well, I mean, looking at that question, it says, why is lust/sex a sin if it feels good? Well, doesn't that question answer itself? Really? You need 3 more subscribers. I don't know, I thought yesterday I looked at my thing and said 18 subscribers, and then it went back to 14, so I'm sure it was those trolleys to hit 210. Dang, dude. Cool. Where they be wherever they be, man. That's where they be, Molter. Alright. Oh, that's not. Dude, I am freaking shot. Saturday night kind of wore me out. And then Sunday, last night too. I don't know. After I got done with the stream, it took me forever to even get tired enough to go to bed. So I didn't sleep well last night and had to go to work today. So I'm pretty wore out. But you know what? I'm here and we're going to get through this. We're going to read these chapters that I was supposed to read 2 days ago. So, I'll get started on it. Chapter 14. Alright, so if you don't know, the book of Job is about Job. Job was a man of God. And he was, blessed, and he was the wealthiest man in the land. And, so the deceiver, or Satan, has God allow Satan to test Job, to test his faith, because Satan, oh, he left. Dang. Satan, like, I've used this septic, I'm sure you know the reference, but I'm going to say it again anyways. Satan is the prosecutor, We are on trial. Jesus is our, defense attorney. And so, God allows Satan to try us if we are of the faith. So, that it's like, it's a try of our faith. It's a test of our faith, But, so that's what's happening to Job. And so far, everything's has been stolen, killed, burnt down, whatever. And his skin, his body has been diseased, covered with sore boils from the bottom of his foot to the crown of his head. And he took a potsherd. He took a potsherd to scrape himself because of the sore boils. And now we're at the point to where some of his friends have come up to mourn with him and, to try to find out why God has allowed this to happen to Job, if Job's such a man of God, And, so they've been discussing it. And that's where we're at now in chapter 14. So, man that is born of a woman is of few days and full of trouble. Subscribe, thanks, Moulter. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. He fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not. Oh, Zeptic. Did you subscribe to Zeptic's channel? Because he's saying he needs 2 or something. I don't know. Anyways, because he said you left for a little bit and then boom, you're back. Okay. Alright. And I'm going to stay as focused as possible tonight, so try to, because that's what I'm, Alright. And dost thou open thine eyes upon such a one, and bringest me into judgment with thee? Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean thing, out of unclean? Not one. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Turn from him that he may rest, till he shall accomplish, as a hireling, his day. For there is hope of a tree, if it be cut down, that it will sprout again, and that the tender branch thereof will not cease. Though the root thereof wax old in the earth, and the stalk thereof die in the ground. Yet through the scent of water it will bud, and bring forth boughs like a plant. But man dieth, and wasteth away. Yea, man giveth up the ghost. And where is he? As the waters fail from the sea, and the flood decayeth and drieth up, so man lieth down and riseth not. Till the heavens be no more, they shall not awake, nor be raised out of their sleep. Oh, that thou wouldest hide me in the grave, that thou wouldest keep me secret, until thy wrath be past, that thou wouldest appoint me a set time, and remember me. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait, till my change come. Thou shalt call, and I will answer thee. Thou wilt have a desire to the work of thine hands. For now thou numberest my steps. Dost thou not watch over my sin? My transgression is sealed up in a bag, and thou sewest up mine iniquity. And surely the mountain falling cometh to naught, and the rock is removed out of his place. I just kind of tore the page there. The waters wear the stones. Thou washest away the things which grow out of the dust of the earth, and thou destroyest the hope of man. Thou prevailest for ever against him, and he passeth. Thou changest his countenance, and sendest him away. His sons come to honor, and he knoweth it not. And they are brought low, but he perceiveth it not of them. But his flesh upon him shall have pain, and his soul within him shall mourn. Chapter 15. Then answered Eliphaz the Temanite, and said, Should a wise man utter vain knowledge, and fill his belly with the east wind? Should he reason with unprofitable talk, or with speeches wherewith he can do no good? Yea, thou castest off fear, and restrainest prayer before God. For thy mouth uttereth thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. For thy mouth uttereth thine own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yea, thine own lips testify against thee. Art thou the first man that was born? Or wast thou made before the hills? Hast thou heard the secret of God? And dost thou restrain wisdom to thyself? What knowest thou that we know not? What understandest thou which is not in us? Which us are both the grey-headed and very aged men, much elder than thy father. So they're saying they're old, so they should know what he's, Alright. Are the consolations of God small with thee? Is there any secret thing with thee? Why doth thine heart carry thee away, and what do thine eyes wink at? That thou turnest thy spirit against God, and lettest such words go out of thy mouth. What is man, that he should be clean? And he which is born of a woman, that he should be righteous? Behold, he putteth no trust in his saints. Yea, the heavens are not clean in his sight. How much more abominable and filthy is man, which drinketh iniquity like water. I will shew thee, hear me, and that which I have seen I will declare, which wise men have told from their fathers, and have not hid it, unto whom alone the earth was given, and no stranger passed among them. The wicked man travaileth with pain all his days, and the number of years is hidden to the oppressor. A dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity the destroyer shall come upon him. He believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he is waited for of the sword. He wandereth abroad for bread, saying, Where is it? He knoweth that the day of darkness is ready at his hand. Trouble and anguish shall make him afraid. They shall prevail against him, as a king ready to the battle. For he stretcheth out his hand against God, and strengtheneth himself against the Almighty. He runneth upon him, even on his neck, upon the thick bosses of his bucklers, because he covereth his face with his fatness, and maketh collops of fat on his flanks. And he dwelleth in desolate cities, and in houses which no man inhabiteth, which are ready to become heaps. He shall not be rich, neither shall his substance continue, neither shall he prolong the perfection thereof upon the earth. He shall not depart out of darkness. The flame shall dry up his branches, and by the breath of his mouth shall go away. Let not him that is deceived trust in vanity, for vanity shall be his recompense. It shall be accomplished before his time, and his branch shall not be green. He shall shake off his unripe grape as the vine, and shall cast off his flower as the olive. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. Chapter 16. Then Job answered and said, I have heard many such things. Miserable comforters are ye all. Shall vain words have an end? Or what emboldeneth thee that thou answerest? I also could speak as ye do, if your soul were in my soul's stead. I could heap up words against you, and shake my head at you. But I would strengthen you with my mouth, and the moving of my lips would assuage your grief. Though I speak, my grief is not assuaged, and though I forbear, what am I eased? But now he hath made me weary. Thou hast made desolate all my company, and thou hast filled me with wrinkles, which is a witness against me, and my leanness rising up in me beareth witness to my face. He teareth me in his wrath. Who hateth me? He gnasheth upon me with his teeth. Mine enemy sharpeneth his eyes upon me. They have gaped upon me with their mouth. They have smitten upon the cheek reproachfully. They have gathered themselves together against me. God hath delivered me to the ungodly, and turned me over into the hands of the wicked. I was at ease, but he hath broken me asunder. He hath also taken me by my neck, and shaken me to pieces, and set me up for his mark. His archers compass me round about. He cleaveth my reins asunder, and doth not spare. He poureth out my gall upon the ground. He breaketh me with breach upon breach. He runneth upon me like a giant. I have sewed sackcloth upon my skin, and defiled my horn in the dust. My face is foul with weeping, and on mine eyelids is the shadow of death. Not for any injustice in mine hands. Also my prayer is pure. O earth, cover not thou my blood, and let my cry have no place. Also now, behold, my witness is in heaven, and my record is on high. My friends scorn me, but mine eye poureth out tears unto God. Oh, that one might plead for a man with God, as a man pleadeth for his neighbor. When a few years are come, then I shall go the way whence I shall not return. My breath is corrupt, my days are extinct, the graves are ready for me. Oh. Are there not mockers with me? And doth not mine eye continue in their provocation? Lay down now, put me in a surety with thee. Who is he that will strike hands with me? For thou hast hid their heart from understanding, therefore shalt thou not exalt them. He that speaketh flattery to his friends, even the eyes of his children shall fail. He hath made me also a byword of the people, and aforetime I was a tabaret. Oh yeah, I remember. I was like, what? Mine eye also is dim by reason of sorrow, and all my members are as a shadow. Upright men shall be astonished at this, and the innocent shall stir up himself against the hypocrite. The righteous also shall hold on his way, and he that hath clean hands shall be stronger and stronger. But as for you all, do ye return, and come now. For I cannot find one wise man among you. My days are past, my purposes are broken off, even the thoughts of my heart. They change the night into day. The light is short because of the darkness. If I wait, the grave is mine house. I have made my bed in darkness. I have said to corruption, Thou art my father, to the worm, Thou art my mother, and my sister. And where is now my hope? As for my hope, who shall see it? They shall go down to the bars of the pit, when our rest together is in the dust. 17. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite, and said, How long will it be ere ye make an end of words? Mark, and afterwards we will speak. Wherefore are we counted as beasts, and reputed vile in your sight? He teareth himself in his anger. Shall the earth be forsaken for thee? And shall the rocks be removed out of his place? Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candles shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. The gin shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and the trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. It shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. He shall be driven from light into darkness, and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. They that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they that went before were affrighted. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this is the place of him that knoweth not God. Then Job answered, 18. Job answered, or 19? I guess I'm on 19. Job answered and said, How long will ye vex my soul, and break me in pieces with words? These 10 times have ye reproached me. Ye are not ashamed that ye make yourselves strange to me. And be it indeed that I have erred, mine error remaineth with myself. If indeed ye will magnify yourselves against me, and plead against me my reproach, know now that God hath overthrown me, and hath compassed me with his net. Behold, I cry out of wrong, but I am not heard. I cry aloud, but there is no judgment. He hath fenced up my way, that I cannot pass. He hath set darkness in my paths. He hath stripped me of my glory, and taken the crown from my head. He hath destroyed me on every side, and I am gone, and mine hope hath he removed like a tree. He hath also kindled his wrath against me, and he counteth me unto him as one of his enemies. His troops come together, and raise up their way against me, and encamp round about my tabernacle. He hath put my brethren far from me, and mine acquaintance are verily estranged from me. My kinsfolk have failed, and my familiar friends have forgotten me. They that dwell in mine house, and my maids, count me for a stranger. I am an alien in their sight. I called my servant, and he gave me no answer. I entreated him with my mouth. My breath is strange to my wife, though I entreated for the children's sake of mine own body. Yea, young children despise me. I arose, and they spake against me. All my inward friends abhorred me, and they whom I loved are turned against me. My bone cleaveth to my skin, and to my flesh, and I am escaped with the skin of my teeth. Have pity upon me, have pity upon me, O ye my friends, for the hand of God hath touched me. Why do ye persecute me as God, and are not satisfied with my flesh? Oh, that my words were now written. Oh, that they were printed in a book, that they were graven with an iron pen, and let in the rock forever. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God, whom I shall see for myself, and mine eyes shall behold, and not another.
though my reins be consumed within me. But ye should say, why persecute we him, seeing the root of the matter is found in me? Be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, that ye may know where is a judgment. Man, this is freaking... Chapter 20. Zophar sheweth the state of the portion of the wicked. Then answered Zophar the Naamathite, and said, therefore do my thoughts cause me to answer, and for this I make haste. I have heard the cheek of my reproach, and the spirit of my understanding causeth me to answer. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Though his excellency mount up the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it, and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat in his bowels is turned. It is the gall of asps within him. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. God shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to the substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn, and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from God, and the heritage appointed unto him by God. Chapter 21. The judgment of the wicked is in another world. But Job answered and said, hear diligently my speech, and let this be your consolations. Suffer me that I may speak, and after that I have spoken, mock on. As for me, it is my complaint to man, and if it were so, why should not my spirit be troubled? Mark me, and be astonished, and lay your hand upon your mouth. Even when I remember I am afraid, and trembling taketh hold on my flesh. And trembling taketh hold on my flesh. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power? Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is the rod of God upon them. But their bull gendereth and faileth not. Their cow calveth, and casteth not her calf. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. They take the timbrel and the harp, and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto God, Depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. That sounds like... What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? Lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. How oft is the candle of the wicked put out? And how oft cometh their destruction upon them? God distributeth sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. God layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what pleasure hath he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? Shall any teach God knowledge, seeing he judgeth those that are high? One dieth in his fall strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. One dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. And another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. They shall lie down alike in the dust, and the worm shall cover them. Behold, I know your thoughts, and the devices which ye wrongfully imagine against me. For ye say, Where is the house of the prince, and where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have ye not asked them that go by the way? And do ye not know their tokens? That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Who shall declare his way to his face? And who shall repay him what he hath done? Yet shall he be brought to the grave, and shall remain in the tomb. The clods of the valley shall be sweet unto him, and every man shall draw after him, as there are innumerable before him. How then comfort ye me in vain, seeing in your answers there remaineth falsehood? Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, 22, Can a man be profitable unto God, as he that is wise may be profitable unto himself? Oh, what's up, Jason? Where was I? 22. Okay. Is it any pleasure to the Almighty that thou art righteous? Or is it gain to him that thou makest thy ways perfect? Will he reprove thee for fear of thee? Will he enter with thee into judgment? Is not thy wickedness great, and thine iniquities infinite? For thou hast taken a pledge from thy brother for naught, and stripped the naked of their clothing. Thou hast not given water to the weary to drink, and thou hast withholden bread from the hungry. But as for the mighty man, he had the earth, and the honorable man dwelt in it. Thou hast sent widows away empty, and the arms of the fatherless have been broken. Therefore snares are round about thee, and sudden fear troubleth thee, or darkness that thou canst not see, and abundance of waters cover thee. Is not God in the height of heaven? And behold the height of the stars, how high they are. And thou sayest, How doth God know? Can he judge through the dark cloud? Thick clouds are a covering to him, that he seeth not, and he walketh in the circuit of heaven. That's that verse I was looking for like 5 months ago right there. Talking about his okay, yeah. That he seeth not, and he walketh in the circuit of heaven. Hast thou marked the old way which wicked men have trodden, which were cut down out of time, whose foundation was overflown with a flood, which said unto God, which said unto God, Depart from us, And what can the Almighty do for them? Yet he filled their houses with good things. But the counsel of the wicked is far from me. The righteous see it and are glad, and the innocent laugh them to scorn. Whereas our substance is not cut down, but the remnant of them the fire consumeth. Acquaint now thyself with him, and be at peace. Thereby good shall come unto thee. Receive, I pray thee, the law from his mouth, and lay up his words in thine heart. If thou return to the Almighty, thou shalt be built up. Thou shalt put away iniquity far from thy tabernacles. Then shalt thou lay up gold as dust, and the gold of Ophir as the stones of the brooks. Yea, the Almighty shall be thy defense, and thou shalt have plenty of silver. For then shalt thou have thy delight in the Almighty, and shalt lift up thy face unto God. Have delight in the Almighty, and shalt lift up thy face unto God. Thou shalt make thy prayer unto him, and he shall hear thee, and thou shalt pay thy vows. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. When men are cast down, then thou shalt say, There is lifting up, and he shall save the humble person. He shall deliver the island of the innocent, and it is delivered by the pureness of thine hands. 23. Then Job answered and said, Even today is my complaint bitter. My stroke is heavier than my groaning. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come even to his seat. I would order my cause before him, and fill my mouth with arguments. I would know the words which he would answer me, and understand what he would say unto me. Will he plead against me with his great power? No, but he would put strength in me. There the righteous might dispute with him. So should I be delivered forever from my judge? Behold, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward, but I cannot perceive him. On the left hand, where he doth work, but I cannot behold him. He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. That was crazy. I need to put a little mark on that one. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. My foot hath held his steps. His way have I kept and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. But he is in one mind, and who can turn him? And what his soul desireth, even that he doeth. For he performeth the thing that is appointed for me, and many such things are with him. Therefore I am troubled at his presence. When I consider, I am afraid of him. For God maketh my heart soft, and the Almighty troubleth me. Because I was not cut off before the darkness, neither had he covered the darkness from my face. Chapter 24. Chapter 24. Why, seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty? Do they that know him not see his days? Some remove the landmarks. They violently take away flocks, and feed thereof. They drive away the ass of the fatherless. They take the widow's ox for a pledge. They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together. Behold, as wild asses in the desert, go they forth to their work. Rising betimes for a prey, the wilderness yieldeth food for them, and for their children. They reap every one his corn in the field, and they gather the vintage of the wicked. They cause the naked to lodge without clothing, that they have no covering in the cold. They are wet with the showers of the mountains, and embrace the rock for want of a shelter. They pluck the fatherless from the breast, and take a pledge of the poor. They cause him to go naked without clothing, and they take away the sheaf from the hungry, which make oil within their walls, and tread their winepresses, and suffer thirst. Men groan from out of the city, and the soul of the wounded crieth out, yet God layeth not folly to them. They are of those that rebel against the light. They know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof. The murderers rising with the light killeth the poor and the needy, and in the night as and in the night as a thief. Oh my god, I'm freaking getting tired. The eye also of the adulterer waiteth for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, and disguiseth his face. In the dark they dig through houses, which they had marked for themselves in the daytime. They know not the light. For the morning is to them even as the shadow of death. If one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadow of death. He is swift as the waters. Their portion is cursed in the earth. He beholdeth not the way of these vineyards. Beholdeth not the way of the vineyards. Drought and heat consume the snow waters. So doth the grave those which have sinned. The womb shall forget him. The worm shall feed sweetly on him. He shall be no more remembered, and wickedness shall be broken as a tree. He evil entreateth the barren that beareth not, and doth not good to the widow. He draweth also the mighty with his power. He riseth up, and no man is sure of life. Though it be given him to be in safety, whereon he resteth, yet his eyes are upon their ways. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the way as all the other, and cut off as the tops of the ears of corn. And if it be not so now, who will make me a liar, and make my speech nothing worth? So, well, let's check. We made it 13 through 24. All the next chapters are kind of short. Maybe I should go to 28 real quick, because they're kind of short. The next 3 chapters. They're just this one column right here, so I'm going to go do them. Alright, chapter 25. Bildad sheweth that a man cannot be justified before God. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite, and said, dominion and fear are with him. He maketh peace in his high places. Is there any number of his armies? And upon whom doth not his light arise? How then can a man be justified with God? Or how can he be clean that is born of a woman? Behold, even to the moon, and it shineth not, yea, the stars are not pure in his sight. How much less a man that is a worm, and the son of man, which is a worm? Chapter 26. But Job answered and said, how hast thou helped him that is without power? How savest thou the arm that hath no strength? How hast thou counselled him that hath no wisdom? And how hast thou plentifully declared the thing as it is? To whom hast thou uttered words, and whose spirit came from thee? Dead things are formed from under the waters, and the inhabitants thereof. Hell is naked before him, and destruction hath no covering. He stretcheth out the earth, he stretcheth out the north over the empty place, and hangeth the earth upon nothing. He bindeth up the waters in his thick clouds, and the cloud is not rent under them. He holdeth back the face of his throne, and spreadeth his cloud upon it. He hath compassed the waters with bounds, until the day and night come to an end. The pillars of heaven tremble, and are astonished at his reproof. He divideth the sea with his power, and by his understanding he smiteth through the proud. By his spirit he hath garnished the heavens. His hand hath formed the crooked serpent. Lo, these are parts of his ways, but how little a portion is heard of him. But the thunder of his power, who can understand? Chapter 27. Moreover, Job continued his parable and said, as God liveth, who hath taken away my judgment? And the Almighty, who hath vexed my soul? All the while my breath is in me, and the Spirit of God is in my nostrils. My lips shall not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. God forbid that I should justify you. Till I die, I will not remove mine integrity from me. My righteousness I hold fast and will not let it go. My heart shall not reproach me so long as I live. Let mine enemy be as the wicked, and he he that riseth up against me as the unrighteous. For what is the hope of the hypocrite, though he hath gained, when God taketh away his soul? Will God hear his cry when trouble cometh upon him? Will he delight himself in the Almighty? Will he always call upon God? I will teach you, by the hand of God, that which is with the Almighty will I not conceal. Behold, all ye yourselves have seen it. Why then are ye thus altogether vain? This is the portion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage of the oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be burned in death, and his widows shall not weep. Though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. He buildeth his house as a moth, and as a booth that the keeper maketh. The rich man shall lie down, but he shall not be gathered. He openeth his eyes, and he is not. Terrors take hold on him as waters, and tempest sealeth him away in the night. The east wind carrieth him away, and he departeth, and as a storm hurleth him out of his place. For God shall cast upon him, and not spare. He would fain flee out of his hand. Men shall clap their hands at him, and shall hiss him out of his place. So, alrighty. Cool, we made it through 28, or 228, so I can start 28 tomorrow. Man, I really hope I do not have to work Saturday. That's why I'm like so wore out, is because I've been working 6 days a week for the past bazillion weeks, it seems like. At least the past 3 months. Well, the first 3 weeks I was there, I worked 20 days straight. So, that was crazy. But, anyways, yeah, that's gonna end the reading for tonight. So we'll start on 28 tomorrow night. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, I'm going to, that'll be like a discussion type thing, and I was thinking maybe pick maybe a couple of chapters, or, a small book or something, and we can go through it verse by verse, and, just explain it. And I don't know, like, if you heard any of it when I was reading, but while I was reading this, I don't know, like, tears were coming out of my eyes and falling down my face, because a lot of this that I was reading seemed to me that it was talking, about Jesus and the stuff that he had to go through so that we may be justified and seen righteous before God, But who knows? I mean, so, and I think Job would be a good book to do that through, but that would be like months, a couple months. Dang. Well, I'm almost through Job. We should finish it tomorrow, but there's just so much stuff in Job. Well, no, maybe not tomorrow. 37. I thought there was like 50-some chapters in here. (42 chapters. That's right. 42 chapters in the book of Job. So, but because I don't know, it just seemed like on the weekends, like, people want to ask a bunch of questions and stuff. So I figured, like, the first couple of days of the week, it's kind of chill. The chat's not going crazy, and I can, like, get through the chapters and just, have some time on the stream to, like, chat or whatever if people want to chat. But past couple of nights, man, it was just non-stop questions. Question and answer session, which, like, I don't mind doing a little Q&A after I'm done reading,
the chapters I've set for that stream. You know, that I could do that too, but and I don't mind answering like important questions concerning like, you know, salvation, or, you know, how to go about doing it, you know, or whatever. Those are questions that could, you know, be very important to somebody. So I will not refrain from answering those questions, you know. But other questions, especially some of them that are ridiculous, I'm not even going to answer, or, you know, even look at, or whatever. Just like the stupid questions that the trolls post and stuff. So, but you guys in the chat, you can hammer it out with the trolls if you want when they're on. So, but yeah, cool. I finally got through it. I didn't think I was going to get through it tonight. But and Thursday nights I will not be doing a reading. I decided to not read on Thursday night because I get off work and I have to go straight to school, and I'm in school till 9 o'clock at night, and you know, I'm just like shot by then. So Thursdays are going to be my break, but I make up for the missed reading on Thursday by making up for it by doing 2 on Sunday. One at 8 a.m. and then the other one around 9:45, 10 o'clock. So, yeah, maybe try to get some structure going on stuff like that, and you know, this could be a pretty good channel for the people seeking Jesus. You know, seeking the living God, not the false God that is being sold today to people. You know, it was talking about, you know, and I mean, a lot of that just sounded like, you know, what is being done to Jesus now within the church. You know, is being forgotten. You don't hear his name in the streets anymore. You know, just stuff like that. It was just like, I don't know, man. It was. The book of Job, you probably shouldn't try to read it. If you're reading the Bible, you shouldn't read it until you know for sure you're saved, and you know that you've been baptized by the Holy Ghost, because it's just insane, man. That is crazy. That was insane. So, and 28 is, just the title of 28 is There's a Knowledge of Natural Things. So, you know, we'll get into that, and then like, Job bemoaneth himself of his former prosperity. Job's honor is turned into extreme contempt. I mean, just like this dude. Job maketh a solemn presentation of his integrity. He's holding fast his integrity. You know, Jesus held on to his integrity. It's no, I haven't actually, Georgino H. I've totally forgot. I don't think I totally forgot about it, and it's just been. I work 6 days a week, and you know, I go to school 1 night a week for 4 hours, and I do this, so things slip my mind, and I didn't have a piece of paper that night. I will write it down so I don't forget it, because I have a pen and I've got a notebook now that I can write stuff down. So I will write that down so I can read about it. How have you been? Well, I mean, I finished the chapters that I was going to read tonight, so I mean, I can look it up real quick. I think I remember you said that the like a Jewish scholar was the one talking about it, right? Oh, you're moving? Yeah, moving's never fun, man. You know? Alright. Oh, yeah, this is... the Bible's Moses was on DMT. I mean... have you ever heard of the God helmet? Was altered. There's other stories in the Bible that mention the use of plants, for example, the tree of knowledge of good and evil in the Garden of Eden. Said Shannon, the use of such substances, most of which fall in our contemporary Western culture under the label drug, has in many traditions been considered sacred. Oh, yeah? I mean, that's interesting. Oh, man, my computer just... This laptop, man, is so old. It's all beat up, too. It's just like... Okay. Professor Shannon argues that Israelites may have used acacia and paganum during religious ceremonies that involved DMT. It was used to construct the Ark of the Covenant. Of course, all of this is based on the assumption that Moses actually exists. What is this thing? That's just like a... That's not... It's just like a little story. It wasn't even... That was pretty much all of that right there. It wasn't like anything... I don't know why people need stuff like shortened and dumbed down for them, you know what I mean? Yeah. Dust, yeah. I mean, I try to clean it. It was like my dad's cousins or something, you know, and he smoked in his house and around it, so that didn't help it any either, you know. Let's look at this one. Sprott.physics. Yeah, that one would be a little bit more interesting. We got like a let me get back over here. We got the chemical structure for DMT. I mean, see, this thing says right here, DMT in the pineal glands of biblical prophets gave God to humanity and let ordinary humans perceive parallel universes. Your brain produces DMT. Oh, I know. It's got an AMD Turion 64 is the processor on it, man. It originally had Windows Vista on it, and I've got Linux on it now. It's a little bit leaner, you know, but jeez. But yeah, your brain naturally produces a certain amount of DMT. I already know all that part, so there's about people, you know, people that have done DMT have said they've talked to like other beings. I don't know if you've ever heard of Terrence McKenna. I mean, and all this stuff is coming from, you know, before when I was of the world, you know. Terrence McKenna, when he did DMT, he said that he called them like he called them elves or something, but he said they were like shape-shifting little things that he encountered, you know, but you gotta watch out with some of that stuff, you know. even though it may come to you and it may seem like it's good in a state like that, it could be deceiving you. Yeah, okay, right there. I was just talking about him. Author Terrence McKenna has used DMT and feels that right here and now, one quanta away, there is raging a universe of active intelligence that is transhuman, hyperdimensional, and extremely alien. What is driving religious feeling today is a wish for contact with this other universe. The aliens, while seen while using DMT, present themselves with information that is not drawn from the personal history of the individual. I used to listen like his speeches and stuff. Terrence McKenna. Yeah, I mean, yeah, your brain constantly produces a certain amount of DMT. Without it, life, it would just, it's got to have that certain amount to, just make it so that we perceive it the way it is right now, Just like the cannabinoid receptors in your brain, you have, they're receptors in your brain that only interact with, cannabinoids, while other receptors in your brains, they'll react with, other chemicals too. And it's just like, you have different type of opioids that still affect, that opioid receptor and stuff, I mean, and like I said, the only reason I know this stuff is because I was in it, Yeah, but people see the same stuff. Well, yeah, to an extent, we see the same stuff to an extent, but have you ever been with somebody and like you guys recollect a memory a little bit different? Weed is no drug. Weed, I mean, dude, all I know is like, the herb bearing seed within itself. Anything, the other stuff like alcohol, it talks about alcohol in the Bible. Yeah, it's a plant. It's a fruit bearing, plant which contains its own seed, which God said, I give to you for meat in Genesis, Alcohol, on the other hand, you have to do something to it, to the plant to get to the grapes, to get the to ferment it, you have to like change it. And the Bible talks about, how alcohol can lead to opium. It's the natural painkiller, but it's also highly addictive. But yeah, the Bible does hit on alcohol for sure. Like I don't think I've ever even heard of anything about, anything else. But opium can be dangerous. But anything used in excess can be dangerous. Really, anything. You can Genesis 1:29 here. Oh, dude, so I changed the Bible I was reading out of, man. I'll show it to you in a second. Genesis 1:20. Yeah. And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, And opium poppies, they contain their own seed, What was it? 9:3. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you, even as the green herb I have given you all things. And that's after the flood, you know that? Before that, he doesn't say anything. He says that
He doesn't say about, the moving things for meat. Ha ha. Well, that's one thing. That's one thing about, weed too. People are like, oh, the stoners like, the typical sitting on the couch eating junk food, hey man, it's all, yeah, if that's what you do. But if you're sitting there, doing what you normally do, if you smoke weed, if you're studying or whatever, reading things, or, weed does not impact your brain that much, you know what I mean? Alcohol, on the other hand, but it also says, that, it says not be given to, like, if for the bishops and stuff, it says to not be given to wine, or drunkenness and stuff like that. Hey, if it makes you happy. Well, it's for me, the ultimate goal is to, not have to have that stuff to experience, the highs, because, you can do that stuff, your brain can do that stuff without those extra chemicals, you know what I mean? But, I'm not gonna sit here and, lie to people and say, I don't smoke weed or anything, because I do smoke weed, but, it's like, I've done worse, I was addicted to opiates for a long time, a real long time, it's like, so, but it's no skin off my back, Jesus loves me the way I am, because God loves his creation. It's like a father loving, unconditional father loving, a father a good father, not some, there's different kinds of dads, but the dad that loves his son no matter what his son does, and his only hope for him is that his son will do better, stuff like that. That's how Jesus is for us. So. But, like, I can't be doing, like, my goal also, I want to do this, and get better at it and stuff, and, yeah, I know, right? But if I want to be, really, I haven't even, there's some things I do feel, like, chastised about, that if I slip up and do them and stuff like that, I feel like God is like chastising me, and showing me reproof and stuff like that. But it's like, I haven't really felt anything like that or anything, from smoking weed. Oh, really? Dang. But anti-drug-ish. Yeah. Dude, there are things out there that will ruin your life, and there are things out there that don't have as big of an impact on your life, you know what I mean? You smoke a ton. I don't smoke a ton, but, an eighth will last me a couple of days. Between me and my wife,
So, but back in the day, man, I used to. So, DNA. Some good. Yeah, that's what I was. My son, he was over. My son was over yesterday, and I was talking to him about that. You know, he's 12, and I mean, but for a 12-year-old, and he's got a pretty good head on his shoulders for, you know, for being my son. Because when I was at 12, when I was his age, that's when I started to get a little rebellious. You know what I mean? But and my dad was an alcoholic. You know, I mean, yeah, the quick addiction thing for me is in my genes. I'm not gonna lie about it. You know, it's there, dude. Anything, yeah, video games, whatever. You know, it's you can get addicted to anything, man. Anything. But the thing I want to get addicted to is, you know, God's word, man. Because I don't know, man. If I wish you guys could have seen the person I was just, you know, at the beginning of the year in January, before all this even happened, man. I was a totally different person. And now, like, I can see things changing in my life. It's crazy. As I'm just, like, studying this and doing the things that, especially in John chapter 15, doing those things that it says to do, like asking God for whatever you need, you know, coming to God in the name of Jesus and asking Him for things, you know, and this stuff's been. So I mean, it's real to me, man, you know, because it's working, you know, those things are manifesting that I'm asking for, you know. Ah, man. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Coachisms? We're just kind of just chilling out now and talking. Finally, dude, I tried to get through these chapters 2 days, yesterday and the day before, but like it just turned into discussion time Friday and Saturday, or Saturday night and Sunday, and maybe Friday too. I think Friday was a discussion night too, really. But I'm changing my channel up a little bit. I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be doing readings Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings at 8. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 9, around 9:45, 10. And then Sundays I'm going to do the reading on at 8 o'clock. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night at around 9:45. I'm setting those days for like discussion days. So, you know, I don't have to try to get through so many chapters a night that I'm wanting to get through, you know. So if you can drop in on one of those discussion nights, I'd like to see you. I mean, there's the thing I like seeing is when people jump in here and the trolls are going crazy, but there you see the people jumping in here just like, hey man, oh dude, keep it up, you're doing God's work, keep it up, you know, and stuff like that. And that's the stuff that keeps me wanting to go, you know, keeping it, seeing that I'm not just being persecuted, but I also have people that are, hey, you're doing the right thing, you're stuff like that. So, which is, to me, it's nice because I spend a long time doing the wrong thing, Just Snipe 3 have. Yeah, but dude, that's crazy about
Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. Even as the green herb have I given you all things. It's got a little thing on here, D. Oh, I was going to show you this Bible. Yeah, you know what? And, dude, I don't know. I just, like, one day, I have this other channel that I do video game stuff on, but I haven't really done much on it. But I started reading the Bible stuff on there first. And, then, I don't know, I just was like, you know, I need to start a channel that's just straight for it, you know? But this Bible, it's huge, and it's from the 1880s. So that's, I just started reading out of it a couple of nights ago. It's been up there, you know, on the mantle over there for a while. Well, the trolls, dude, the trolls don't bother me, you know? Because Paul says himself, don't be ashamed, man. You know, if you study and you are not ashamed, you know, and you prove yourself, you know, show yourself approved unto God. Study to show yourself approved, you know, unto God. A workman that needeth not be ashamed. So there's, you know, and that was kind of something that you know, I had a little bit of trouble with at first. Was like people, I don't really let people bother me, but it's just like, man, I knew that the trolls are gonna be harsh, you know. But I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time doing this. I just hopefully, you know, taking a break on Thursday, the day I have school and stuff like that, will let me get a little bit. Yeah, like, dude, there's little pictures in it too, also. And like, if the color is gold on the pictures, it's got gold flakes in it. Like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see them, but with this light and stuff, maybe one day I'll be able to, you know. But this is the tabernacle of in the wilderness, but like the frame, it's just all like a gold color. So, oh well, thank you, Coachisms. I mean, yeah, I know people stop in too and don't say stuff, you know. So, but. And that's cool, you know. You know, my friend got this off eBay, and like, he got it about the time that I started reading the Bible, you know, and stuff like that. And I just started reading the Bible and kind of studying it, and we were talking about stuff, and he gave it to me, man. He was like, you know, you should have this. And I was like, thanks, dude. Oh, I know. Super insecure. But, you know, I did have one kid, he popped in the other night, I don't know though, but he started off as a troll, and then after that, I don't know, I said, like, I think I was talking about how I don't care what, you know, what they think about me, or, you know, what people, you know, if they think that it's real or not, you know, because I believe it's real, you know. I've seen it manifest. I've seen God manifest work, you know, his work in my life, and give me things I've been asking for. So, I mean, they can try to tell me it's fake or whatever all they want, but not to me. So, sorry guys, but your words have no effect on me, you know. But yeah, after he was like, said something like, "Whoa, man, I'm sorry for trolling," or something like that. But that stream that night was 4 hours long, man. And I was gonna read the chapters I read tonight. I was gonna read them that night,
And I think I got started off in 13 and got to 16, and then it just people were in there asking questions, and which a lot of them were asking like some people were asking like straight up questions, and it was like a discussion. I had one person in here posting scripture that he wanted me to read and stuff like that, and I was doing that. And, I had fun doing that too. So. But yeah, Lord's conviction. So, but I don't know. It's God. I just like God be in control of it, man. This is His channel. I just do what He whatever He wants me to read. When I finish Job, wherever I go next, is where He wants me to go. Which actually, the other night I was like, man, if I finish Job, where am I going to go next? And then all of a sudden I was like, Daniel. So I guess next I'm going to the book of Daniel, and then after that I'm doing Revelation. So, it's kids, man. Jesus says that you should seek the kingdom of heaven as a child, with the mind of a child. But he's not talking. He's talking about like the the age of innocence. Before, before you start to go into puberty or whatever. Well, I guess like the age of innocence is supposed to end maybe around 8 or something like that. I don't know for sure. I guess it would have been whenever, because like back then the kid stayed with the mom for a little bit, and then once he reached a certain age, he went off with his dad to do what learn whatever his dad did for a trade. So which was usually about 12 years old. Oh, with James? Huh. Well, yeah, because the discussion and the study thing, I don't have to stick to the book I'm reading in. I can. That's the whole thing. It's to show the different parts of the Bible that correlate, and they all point to. All the points point to Jesus. It's like arrow, and it's like. But people don't read the Bible for themselves. They go, they'll go to church or whatever, believing that this person's telling them the truth about what it says, but a lot of the churches these days aren't doing that anymore. A lot of them. If you're a 503c church, it's a good baby Christian book. Yeah. I don't think I've read James yet at all since I started reading the Bible. I've read quite a, just reading before I did this, just reading through. I I believe when I got saved, I was reading Genesis when I got saved, but after that, I immediately, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, is like, boom. I read those, and I read, some Timothy, 1st and 2nd Timothy. Maybe I did read James. I don't know. I'll remember when I just got to read through it again. So, but yeah, dude, that's a good. I'll start off with that one with James. We'll do that. We'll start that Friday night. Obviously, you bringing it up to me, that's enough to show me that's what I think God wants me to start my Friday night discussion with James. So, but guys, I am gonna get off here. I gotta get some sleep tonight for work in the morning and stuff, so But I'll be on tomorrow night around same time, 10 o'clock-ish, Genesis 1:12. All right, real quick. Genesis 1:12. I should actually know 1:12, I think. Hold on. Okay. I should know 1:12. Is that... Yeah, this Bible's got so much, history in it, too, man. It is crazy. All these pages I'm flipping through right here, that's just like a household dictionary of the Bibles, history of the books of the Holy Bible. It's got charts and stuff. It's got all kinds. It's got the genealogy of. It's just got all kinds of stuff in it. All right, Genesis 1:12, right? Yeah, I already. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Here's one thing a lot of people don't know is that right here. And God said, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together in one place, and let dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and in the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And then 11 and 12. And the evening and morning were the third day. And then you go verse 14. And God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. So I mean, and the firmament divided the waters from above from the waters from below, So it's just, I don't know. But I don't believe that the sun is the center of the universe. Well, you should be thankful also to him for it, then, Thank you for giving me the herb which bears seed in itself. No, but I mean, dude, unless I find it one day, dude, I have not heard anything about the Bible saying anything about weed, and there's not one thing that God had not created. There's not one thing created that God did not create, I know that it says a lot about alcohol, and not to look on the color of it when it turns that color, and and stuff like that, and not to be the women are not to be given to much wine. I mean, just all, it talks about drunkenness and stuff like that. So, and I mean, I've seen firsthand, what alcohol can do. Alcohol killed my dad, so if that one's a rough one, man. But alright, guys, I am going to get off here and get some sleep. So I hope you guys have a good night. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it. God bless you guys. I mean, you guys are awesome, man. You guys are awesome. The ones, the trolls are not so awesome, but I like talking to you guys and conversating. So, later, guys. Peace. If it'll work, it's not gonna shut off. It's the awkward moment between turning off the broadcast and waiting for the button to be pushed. So, all right, later.